Hello students, welcome back to e-classes of Mercy High School. Let's continue with the methods of collecting primary data. Second method, that is indirect inquiry. We'll read about the meaning of indirect inquiry, its advantages and disadvantages. So, what is meant by indirect inquiry? Indirect inquiry means collecting an information from third party, that is called indirect inquiry, or the data collected through indirect sources can be called as indirect inquiry. So let's read the meaning. In any of the following situations, the investigator contacts an organization or a person capable of conducting inquiries and gets relevant information from such organization or person. So here, organization or a person are the third party from where you will collect the information regarding your concerned matter. For example, a person interested in information of the educational status of the workers of any industry having 2000 workers will approach the manager of the industry who has complete records of the workers of the industry instead of making personal visit to each worker. So collecting information in such way is called indirect inquiry. Now let's read the situation in which indirect inquiry is conducted. First, when direct source does not exist. So, when there is no direct source to collect information, you have to conduct indirect inquiry. Second, when the field of inquiry is very large. That means if for collection of information there are many units to be surveyed, then indirect inquiry is useful. Third, when the information to be obtained is complex. Complex means complicated. So, when the information to be obtained is complicated or it seems difficult to collect the information, then indirect inquiry is useful. Fourth point, when the cost associated with direct inquiry is unbearable. We all have studied that direct inquiry is expensive. So, some of the business units cannot afford direct inquiry, so at that time indirect inquiry is useful. Let's study the advantages of indirect inquiry. First is this method is suitable when the field of inquiry is very wide. So indirect inquiry is suitable when the field of inquiry is very large because enumerators or investigators cannot visit personally the concerned persons to collect the information. So, indirect inquiry is useful. Second, it consumes less time, money, and energy because this indirect inquiry collects the information from books, journals, periodicals. So, it consumes less time, less money, and less energy. Third, when respondent associated with inquiry is unwilling to give information, then this is useful method. That means when the person concerned is not interested to give any information at that time, we can get the information from the available sources like government publications, internal records of the organization. So when respondent associated with inquiry is unwilling, that means not interested to give the information, then indirect inquiry is useful. Fourth, this method is very useful to government to collect various types of information. Indirect inquiry is very useful for the government also to collect the various types of information. Now, let's study the disadvantages of indirect inquiry. First, when individual or organization associated with task of providing information have any prejudice or biased attitude, the information becomes less reliable. So, that means source from where the information is gathered is having any biased attitude or prejudiced behavior, that means are having any discrimination, then that organization may not provide the correct information and so it can be less reliable. We can't trust that information easily. Second, This method becomes useless when third party from whom information is obtained is dishonest, inefficient, or unable to provide correct information. That means source from information is collected is not honest to you or is inefficient. That means source from where you collect the information is unskilled or untrained, cannot provide you the correct information. So when you are collecting information from the third party, you must check that whether they are honest or whether they are efficient to provide you correct information. Then only indirect inquiry can be useful, otherwise it is not useful. So these were the disadvantages of indirect inquiry, and here we complete the second method of primary data, that is indirect inquiry. In our next video we are going to learn methods of questionnaires.